Jessica with Rabbit's Pantry. So today we're going to talk about steeps. You know, we have steeps on our website and we have different options. And what the frick do they all do? Well, here's why we have different steep options. So first of all, if you're like me and you want to grab your tumbler and go in the morning, this is a great steep. This has a lid. It obviously drops in like all size tumblers. I like it because the mesh is super fine on it, but mainly I like the fact that it has a lid. The reason the lid is important is because you have, when the tea gets hot, all of the oils and all of the benefits of your tea actually start to evaporate. But if you have a lid on it while it's steeping, all those benefits are going to go back into the water instead of evaporating, and you're truly getting everything you can from that cup of tea. So this one's super handy just to have for all situations because it has the lid on it, right? And it does fit, as you can see, most cups. So there's that one. Now, the one I actually use every day is the classic Moon and Star one we've had forever. I just love this one. You just can't go wrong with it, except for with chai. I'll get to that in a minute. But this one has a fine mesh as well, which is nice. I like the fact that it's got the moons and stars around it, of course. But in addition to it, I like it because it's got a bigger lip on it. And so this fits over almost all my mugs. I do have some ridiculously large ones that are unacceptable for normal society, but they're fun, so I have them anyways, and that's what I use sometimes, and this doesn't work then. But for the most part, this fits over all tumblers and mugs. Now, if you're using a tumbler, again, just take your tumbler lid and put it on top so that the benefits come back down. But regardless, this is a super handy one, and you just tap it on the garbage or compost or whatever you're putting it in, and boom, you're done. It's great. Love this one. And they last for years, all of these do. Then there's the classic tea ball, right? We all know about the classic tea ball. It has its own little lever, and it opens up, and then you put your tea in it, close it, and what the heck is that hook for? I get asked this all the time. That hook is so your ball doesn't fall in the water. So what you can do is, depending on your cup, you can hook this on the edge of the cup, or when I put it in a mug, I actually loop it around the mug and do this with it around the handle of the mug. So then my tea stays in there. And I would do this especially for like Dragon Well or some other green teas, because the jasmine and like Saving Grace, oh my gosh, that's beautiful. And every time you re-steep it, you can just use the same ball, and it's a lot less hassle than some of these other ones. And green teas, you can re-steep and get more out of them, especially if it's gunpowder or the jasmine. I would say too, another thing about the tea ball that I like is sometimes I don't want a strong cup, and I can set it aside and not have to worry about like this one particularly rolling over and losing my tea. And another thing I like about it is we have the size of it we picked based off of the opening of the jar lids, because you can just take it and scoop it and close it. Because when you use a tea ball, you have to leave room for your herbs to expand. So you need to only fill half of this. That's it. If you fill more than that, you actually are just wasting tea, because the tea itself can't open up enough to get all of the benefits or any of those things out of it, like the flavor and all the things we love. Last one is the pouches. These pouches are made by an amazing woman in Monroe, and she makes them for us, and I love them. These are so important if you are like me and you love your chai. So if there's chai or rooibos blend you're getting, this is the pouch you want. Even though these all have really fine mesh, the problem is we grind so fine in order to get all the flavors and get a really nice like balance of everything in. It seeps right through those. Now, if you don't mind chunky tea, have at it. I'm off and on about it. Sometimes I don't care and sometimes I care. So this is what I use. And what's nice about these is I usually put a tablespoon, as we all know, because I like mine strong. I usually put a tablespoon of tea in here, and then I just cinch it and drop it in, and I would treat it just like I do the tea ball. I usually just literally drop the whole thing in, and I'll have to fish out the bag when I'm done. Or I can pull it out. If like you're smart, you'll leave a little room so that you can actually pull the bag back out. I'm usually in a hurry and just throw it in there. But when it's done, you actually just go ahead and I squeeze the tea to make sure that there's no extra water. And then I flip it inside out and then just pull it off like this, literally. And then what happens is it all goes in the compost. And then I rinse the bag and leave it out to dry. And we have these in 4-packs for that reason, because a lot of times you need to leave them out to dry before you make your next cup. But I love these, especially when I'm on the go all the time and I don't know where I'm going to be. Like especially if I'm traveling, I always want my tea. I've become a tea snob and I'm like, no, it has to have these amazing flavors. And then I'm like, what am I going to do? I got to find my tea. And then I'm just like, screw it. So I put my tea in here and I actually travel with my own tea. I just fill one of my glass jars with the pouches. And sometimes it's quite surprising because I don't remember always what I put in there. But it's a really good way to just travel with your tea and not have to worry about drinking tea from tea bags or other gross tea. So those are our steeps. You can get them on our website and they're under gear with the tumblers, or you can just search steeps, however you want to do it. But these are the ones that we have available on our website. I hope that helps when you're deciding which steep is best for you, because you probably need at least 2 or 3 of them. Bye.